Each one of us, all three of us men, if we impregnate the same lady and she had your first child, which was a boy, she had my first child, which was a boy, she have your first child, which was a boy. Even though she had 3 children, but she have a nation of yours, my lineage, and his lineage.
Mm,
And so we have to understand the responsibility because I think I normally don't like to go on what I think or what I feel or opinions, but I firmly believe that if men knew their spiritual identity, we will be more responsible in not sleeping with so many women and also being more selective in who we date and who we marry.
wow. Yeah, that's good. That's definitely something to think about. I really appreciate your honesty here, as far as what you think, see, and how you see society as, and being able to actually voice that. I know not everybody's always comfortable with voicing things that they know to be true, that may be uncomfortable truths. So let's talk about here. Talk about the balance between becoming successful and being successful with God, or what are those differences? Because I think a lot of us, we're on Earth and we're asked to have dominion, master the earth, etc. But then we master the world. We've become wealthy. We've become rich. But in the eyes of the Lord, are we poor? And I wonder which success actually matters. I'm not saying one shouldn't master the earth and be rich, but I look at Lazarus and the rich man. I think that's the story. Whereas the rich man, I'm sure he didn't become rich on accident, but assuming he didn't, he ends up in hell. So then I wonder at times, are we being deceived and taking dominion over the earth in the way that we take this mastery over over the earth too far, to where it actually pushes us away from God? So then my question to you two gentlemen is, what's the actual success? Is the actual success what you can get for yourself, the kind of house you can buy, the kind of car you can drive, or is the actual success the relationship that you have with the Lord? Brother Prater?
Okay. I say first the spiritual aspect, and the reason why I said that, I know sometimes it may be cliche to say it, but to really understand uh being a child of God, just like look at this as a walkie talkie, and I'm going somewhere that I've never been, but the person on the other end that has the walkie talkie is able to not only communicate with me, but also be able to see where I am and also where I need to be at. Our communication, our relationship with God should be where we're able to uh, have information dispatched to us for us to be able to be in the purpose of plan He has for us. And by default, the things that we may need for our life, He will give it to us. He already said He will withhold no good thing from us. Also, on the same token, understand that it takes finances for us to live, for us to do things, for missions, for ministry, all that stuff. And sometimes because we have poorly mismanaged things, sometimes we feel like, well, God want us poor. God doesn't want us poor, but He want us to not be mastered by materialistic, but for us to master the materialistic.
Hmm.
And so with that, for us to be able to be spiritually sensitive and responsible enough for us to be able to be good steward. That's what good stewardship is. It's not just preventing us from being wasteful, but also to prevent us from not allowing the money to be our master. So it's important for us to be able to have that relationship with God, and like I said, for us to be able to here because God may want you to be a multimillionaire. And within that multimillionaire status, part of that finances is for you to distribute, but also he wants you to be a conduit for you to be able to have money transferred because God trusts you enough to give it to you because he know that you're going to give it to who it needs to be at, where it needs to be at, and who he wants you to give it to.
Now, you said that God wouldn't withhold any good thing for us. I love that you said that, but I think that we've got to break that down a little bit because
Mhm.
there are a lot of people whom, put it to you this way, what we find as a good thing, I don't think God does.
Right, right.
And I think sometimes that becomes an issue because what it is that we want and what we want to abuse, God is strictly against that type of a thing. And what God might view as good at times, I think we view as bad and boring. I remember I asked a question to a young lady on a few podcasts back. I said, if you ask God to bring you your husband or whatever, your man, I sat there and I thought about it and I said, generally speaking, just based off of the carnal mind and the fleshly body, if God brought a woman, a man, she wouldn't even want him. Can you guys hear me? I'm having some
Yes,
issues
yes,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, your frame is still, but we can still hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. We hear you.
Oh boy. Yeah, we froze. I'm still kind of frozen. You guys there?
Yep.
Yes,
Okay, my the recording has is it still going?
yes. It's still
I'm
going.
confused.
It's still going.
Something went